We got a lot of potential. We need people. We need people with brains and smarts. We need people with the muscles who can do the work. We need you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. So come on out here. Make the world worth living in. We haven't really planned it out. We haven't written things down. What we have done is we've bought land, and we've told people about it. We haven't gotten a name for it yet. We've got about 123 hectares, which is like 250 acres of land, about 100 something acres is very usable. It's got 2 streams coming down into one stream, down to a large river at the bottom of the border of the property, the bottom border of the property. We're going to have self-sustaining energy, nice structures, abundant food, and good people, good community. So far we've got some fruit, one structure, and abundance of nature. We've got about, I think, 30 hectares, 20 to 30 hectares that's currently pasture, where they had cows eating grass. So that's going to be primary area for planting new things, building houses, just changing. The forested area and the mountain side, for now we're pretty much going to leave it alone. Besides planting some fruits up in there, let them grow naturally. Otherwise, our plans are really undefined because we don't want to we don't want to have to change our plans later on. We don't want to scare people away by being like, this is how it is. We have it written down. Somewhere along the line, once we have a community already going, hopefully we plan to be able to sit down, talk it out, and then we can fill out, paperwork, figure out exactly how we want to operate and continue to operate in this kind of fashion. So I think once you get, half a dozen intelligent-minded people, that'll come out really easily and nicely. Right now we've got about 3 hectares with intermittently planted bananas and cacao and mandarin oranges. And then we've got random obus, more bananas and yucca, very small amounts of those things. Just sparse throughout the property. It's like ice cream beans. The main work for a number of years is going to be to bring plants in, plant them in the ground, prune them, keep the weeds back, mulch around them, keep things happy, plan waterways, dig trenches, plant ground covers, try to get permaculture systems going. For the fruits, we just need to get that stuff going. We need to get it planted. We need to get out there and do it. We can go pick up hundreds of these, which are like the tops of pineapples. We'll just plop them in the ground, keep the leaves, weeds away from them. We'll have more pineapples in 2 years, as many as we plant. Over here we got jackfruits, we got other fruits all over here. We got citrus, jaboticavas, papayas, jackfruits, ice cream beans, tomatoes. We got plenty of bananas. We got papayas too. Cherry tomatoes. And of course we're getting that watermelon going. So we just gotta get that fruit, put it in the ground, let it grow up, pick that fruit, and eat it. greens too. And like we've also got a property down in the desert, bordering Peru. It's about 8 to 10 hours on a bus, probably like 6-7 hours in a car or motorcycle. It's a ways, but we've got about 100 coconut trees. We got like 200 baby coconut trees. The desert with irrigation. So that's going to be a nice place if we get more work going on out there. We can plant things like papayas and cactus fruits and sapotes, things that really like it dry, and then we can irrigate them to keep them hydrated and alive and happy and fruiting. But it's really hot and sunny out there all the time. So if you're interested in that area, you can hit me up and I'll give you more information. You can come visit. I'll show you around, show you the desert property. You can work out there. I got videos of it. If you look back on my YouTube and Zapatillo, Ecuador. Then another property, if anyone's interested in staying around Vilcabamba, Ecuador. We've got a place up on the mountain. It's pretty cold at night, so we can't really grow much fruit. Pretty dry. We got a nice lake at the top. But in my opinion, it's not really good for growing much. Besides, things that are able to withstand cold. You can grow like potatoes and grains, some bananas, and I don't really know exactly what's all that good for cold. I mean, I guess we could do like stone fruits. I think. I'd have to look into it more. It gets pretty high up in elevation, so I'm pretty sure we could do stone fruits up there. Might have to irrigate it. That's a pretty good idea though. Hopefully in the future this is like, we need more and more people to come together. We need to like create commerce and trade from each of these communities, so we can eat stone fruits over here in the jungle. They can eat durian up there in the mountains. We can trade coconuts with the desert and like give them durian. We can get greens from the mountains that we can't grow here. Same with the desert. Make everyone happy and a necessity for community, long distance trading with our own networks, so we empower our communities. We can also like create an income for people who are working on the property, people in the community. They can get a income. They can go to town, sell the fruits, go to one of our typical persons in like Cuenca, for example, where we just unload all of our fruit in the big market there, get a couple $1,000, come back, divvy it up to who needs it, who wants it, who did the work, put it into what we're advancing in the property. I'm interested to hear what other people think. If you have any suggestions, books, if you're interested in joining, a couple months we'll have more structures, more fruit growing on the property, more videos as you'll see. So, first off, we got to build structures, we got to build nurseries, we got to build dry sheds, we got to build houses. How are we going to do it? We got bamboo. How are we going to do it with the bamboo? First, this is just a miniature model example, but say these are the big bamboo. We're going to attach covers onto the ends with hoses to our container, and we're going to pump boric acid and borax solution into it. As bamboo is designed by nature, it has fibers which run in long ways, so we can literally pump the liquid through the fibers out the other end. Once we see it coming out the other end, we have preserved our bamboo. We let it dry for a couple weeks and it's good to last about 30 years. So that's called the boucherie system. Then once we have that, we will do things like this to build it. We will put screw, we'll put a little hole in the side so we can reach in and tighten the screw up to where we want it. It doesn't really matter, we just need to put a washer and a bolt on it so it holds. Then we will fill this with mortar and this with mortar, which is like sand and cement, and then that strengthens our joint so it's much stronger and longer lasting than just using rope or wooden support systems. And that's about the main things I got figured out for our bamboo structures. This is my simple learn as I build a greenhouse. Mostly use this kind of method of tying. Use lots of different methods to tie things up, hold them together. Over here I did a fun one. These two are supported by this vertical one. So I tied it up really nice and I started using doubles. So that was a nice little learning process. Over here I tied these on so they're secure by putting a notch in there, tying it in tight so they're not going to slide down. They're also held in place. I'm going left to right, but not at the other end. Works good. And have like pools and clean water. It's a really nice thing. We have really clean water. We just got to keep it alive and it'll be good to drink. We can purify it more if we want to. We can boil it, we can distill it. We can build biodigesters to create methane with our fruit compost. We can also use it to build soil, but we can make biodigesters or biogas units where we have a big container, we put in fruit, water, and put a cap on it. Creates methane, like when people fart, cows, light that on fire. We can use that for certain energy, fire, wherever we need that. Other things, hopefully we have a very big, nice kitchen. Right now we have solar panels, which don't power much because we only have like 500 watts. And a fun technology we're really excited to build. I'm really excited to build because most of it seems really simple. For example, electrolysis to produce hydrogen. I mean, what exactly are we going to use it for? I don't know. We can weld metal together, or we could, you know, maybe power our vehicles with it. We can also do that with the compressed air. Just have to convert the engines to run on compressed air or hydrogen by closing off valves, removing spark plugs, changing the exhaust system. Not too much work all in all, but you gotta get the first system in place so you have the fuel. Maybe once like 3D printing is developed more, where they can mix metals and plastics into one 3D printer that's not too expensive to buy, then we can produce our own technologies, you know, simple electronics and stuff. Then we can, you know, repair vehicles that run on our energy that we produce, which is a hydraulic water air compression system that uses water to compress air. And then you have, at however much height or head you have the water falling down into the reservoir, you have this equivalent amount of PSI, which can be used for energy, cooling, hydroponics, and various other things. We can make trumps at various levels, so we have pretty much unlimited compressed air, which can power plenty of things. We can use it to just generate electricity. We can use it to power tools. You know, we can put it into fridges so they don't use electricity. They're just using our naturally produced energy.
But once we get this all going, we also build educational buildings, recreational buildings, curriculum, medical establishments, all those just for more or less private use. You know, we're not trying to get in any trouble with other corporations and shit. But then, you know, once we have a working system in 5-10 years and we're proud of it, we jot everything down for the basis and guidelines, and then we can spread that around, show it to people, encourage them to try to replicate it in their own environments and their own, you know, preferences. Then it'll spread like wildfire, like it already is, this idea for natural living. Just gotta make it easier for people to do it. Outline what they need to do, how to do it, what materials they need, how much time they need, how many people they need to build it, how much money, how much land, what climate, depending on what they're trying to do, how to deal with the climate. If they're in a cold climate, they need to make greenhouses, extra heating, solar water heating, you know, in-ground homes, in-ground greenhouses, lots of extra power from solar panels and water heating, as I said, compost heating, lots of heating to keep things growing all year round, even in the coldest climates as possible. It's just a lot more work and a lot less production compared to a tropical climate. So, as I said before, you want to find out more, you want to join us, contact me or someone else. I'll post more videos as always, although some are, you know, of course, just silly. Some are informational when people like Robert Fulop of Florida, making his own community, asked me to get more serious in the video because he's sick of me just eating bananas and fucking around when he keeps on clicking on my videos trying to see if there's anything interesting actually happening. So here's an interesting video for you and everyone else who's interested in it. And there'll be more to come. I just more so like to show people instead of just talk about it, you know. So as I'm building things, it'll be a lot more fun to show you and not tell you. That's about it. If you have any recommendations, tell me about them on the comments so other people can read them too. Share the information, you know. And yep, see you around. Thanks for watching the video. If you made it this far, congratulations. You're the winner.